Every horse left the C.W. Parker Carousel Factory looking like a piece of art, beautifully painted. We aren't going to touch these two with paint. The one right behind me is the Taurus model. It's the basic stretch horse. It was a filler, the lowest cost horse in the entire Parker stable. We leave it uncovered because it's a great opportunity to ask you how many pieces of wood you think go into a carousel horse. Remember, all of them are hand carved. Every carousel piece that's made of wood, whether it's a lion or a giraffe or a horse, is hollow. You have expansion and contraction with hot and cold. Also, just the weight of the piece with a human on it that the mechanism has to lift. They all have mouse holes to let the air in and out as well. So take a good guess. How many pieces do you think go into one horse? Believe it or not, I would have lost my millions on this when I was first asked. Even our smallest ponies, there are 73 to 135 pieces of hand-carved wood in one of these horses. That's a lot of manpower, a lot of hours. Now, the one next to it we'll never touch with paint either. When we see old black and white pictures of carnivals that are actually in action and people are upriding the carousel, oftentimes the horses look like this one. And when we find a horse that's found in a shed or a storage container or a barn, oftentimes they look like this, layer upon layer upon layer of paint. Sometimes I think it's the paint that's holding the horses together. And the guys down in the workroom have started taking pulls on what the original color of paint on the horse really was. You might pull your carnival into town and there's a thunderstorm, so nobody's out riding your carousel. Well, you're paying people to sit around. Or maybe you're in town for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday comes around and they have a blue law where you're not allowed to sell tickets and run your carnival. So you're going to look at whoever you're paying, and whether it's an 8-year-old that's traveling with his family or a 75-year-old that just joined your carousel on the last train stop, go to the paint tent, pick up some paint, and paint the horses. Even our horses that are so well loved and taken care of and not ridden time after time after time, day after day, have to be touched up with paint all the time. So many of the horses were painted in wild and interesting designs. Underneath it all was the beautiful piece of art, but this was more common. So this is our park paint horse, and we'll never touch her up.